Okay, class, starting at the page of 76. And it's Captain Keller talking about his son James. What does he want out of me? My God, don't you know? He gazes from Keller to Kate. Everything you forgot when you forgot my mother. What? James wheels into the house. Keller takes a stride to the porch to roar after him. One thing that girl's secret is not. She doesn't fire one shot and disappear. Kate, don't mind what he... Captain, I'm proud of you. For what? For letting this girl have what she needs. Why can't my son be? He can't bear me. You think I'd treat him as hard as this girl does Helen? He breaks off and is drawn in. Perhaps you do. But he has to learn some respect. Do you like the child? She turns again to the porch, but pauses, reluctant. How empty the house is tonight. After a moment, she continues on in. Keller stands moveless as the moonlight dies on him. The distant belfry chimes toll 2 o'clock, and with them, a moment later, comes the boy's voice on the wind in a whisper. Annie! Annie! In her patch of dark, Annie, now in her nightgown, hurls a cap into a corner as though it were her grief, getting rid of its taste through her teeth. No, no pity. I won't have it. She comes to Helen prone on the floor. On either of us. She goes to her knees, but when she touches Helen's hand, the child starts up, awake, recoils, and scrambles away from her under the bed. Annie stares after her. She strikes her palm on the floor with passion. I will touch you. She gets to her feet and paces a kind of anger around the bed, her hand in her hair and confronting Helen at each turn. How do I? Annie stops, then she calls out urgently, loudly. Percy! Percy! She moves swiftly to the drapes at left. Percy, wake up! Percy's voice comes in a thick, sleepy mumble, unintelligible. Get out of bed and come in here. I need you. Annie darts away, finds and strikes a match, and touches it to the hanging lamp. The lights come up dimly in the room, and Percy stands bare to the waist, in torn overalls between the drapes, with eyes closed, swaying. Annie goes to him, pats his cheeks vigorously. Percy, you wake up. No. How would you like to play a nice game? What? With Helen. She's under the bed. Touch her hand. She kneels Percy down at the bed, thrusting his hand under to contacts Helen's. Helen emits an animal sound and crawls to the opposite side, but commences sniffing. Annie rounds the bed with Percy and thrusts his hand again at Helen. This time, Helen clutches it, sniffs in recognition, and comes scrambling out after Percy to hug him with delight. Percy, alarmed, struggles, and Helen's fingers go to his mouth. Let me go! Let me go! Helen's fingers her own lips as before, moving them in dumb imitation. She's trying to talk. She's gonna hit me. She can talk if she only knew. I'll show you how. She makes letters. She opens Percy's hands and spells into it. This is C. C. She hits his palm with it a couple of times, her eyes upon Helen across him. Helen gropes to feel what Percy's hand is doing, and when she encounters Annie, she falls back from them. She's mad at me now, though she won't play, but she knows lots of letters. Here's another. A. C. A. C. A. but she is watching Helen, who comes groping, consumed with curiosity. Annie makes the letters in Percy's hand, and Helen pokes to question what they are up to. Then Helen snatches Percy's other hand and quickly spells 4 letters into it. Annie follows them aloud. C-A-K-E. She spells cake. She gets cake. She is swiftly over to the tray of food to fetch cake and a jug of milk. She doesn't know yet what it means, this. Isn't it funny? She knows how to spell it and doesn't know she knows. She breaks the cake into pieces and extends one to each. Helen rolls away from her offer. Well, if she won't play with me, I'll play with you. Would you like to learn one she doesn't know? No, but Annie seizes his wrist and spells it to him. Annie, M-I-L-K. Is this. M is this. That's an easy one. Just the little finger. L is this. And Helen comes back with her hand to feel the new word. Annie brushes her away and continues spelling out loud to Percy. Helen's hand comes back and tries to get in. Annie brushes it away again. Annie's hands insist, and Annie puts it away rudely. No, why should I talk to you? I'm teaching Percy the new word. L-K is this. Helen now yanks their hands apart. She butts Percy away and thrusts her palm out insistently. Annie's eyes are bright with glee. Oh, you're jealous, are you? Helen's hand waits, intractably waits. All right. Annie spells into it, milk, and Helen, after a moment, spells it back to Annie. Annie takes her hand with her whole face shining. She gives a great sigh. Good. So I'm finally back to where I can touch you. Touch and go. No love lost, but here we go. She puts the jug of milk into Helen's hand and squeezes Percy's shoulder. You can go to bed now. You've earned your sleep. Thank you. Percy, stumbling up, weaves his way out through the drapes. Helen finishes drinking and holds the jug out for Annie. When Annie takes it, Helen crawls onto the bed and makes for sleep. Annie stands, looks down at her. Now all I have to teach you is one word. Everything. She sets the jug down on the floor now. Annie spies the doll, stoops to pick it up, and with it dangling in her hand, turns off the lamp. A shaft of moonlight is left on Helen in the bed, a second shaft on the rocking chair, and Annie, putting off her smoke glasses, sits in the rocker with the doll. She is rather happy and dangles the doll on her knee, and it makes a "Mama" sound. Annie whispers to it in mock solitude. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. She lays it against her shoulder and begins rocking with it, patting its diminutive behind. She talks the lullaby to it, humorously at first. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing. The rhythm of the rocking takes her into the tune softly and more tenderly. Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass. A third shaft of moonlight outside now rises to pick up James at the main house. With one foot on the porch step, he turns his body as if hearing the song. Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke. In the family room on the fourth shaft picks out Keller seated at the table in thought, and he too lifts his head as if hearing. Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull. The fifth shaft is upstairs in Annie's room, and picks up Kate practicing there. She halts, turning her head too, as if hearing. Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull. If that cart and bull turns over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. If that dog named Rover won't bark. With the shaft of moonlight on Helen and James and Keller and Kate, all moveless, and Annie rocking the doll, the curtain ends the act.